In today's digital age, the need for security has never been more critical. Let's explore why information security is essential for organizations. We'll discuss the organizational need for information security, the shared responsibility of a successful security program, common threats and attacks, and the failures resulting from poor software security efforts. The primary mission of an information security program is to keep information assets and systems safe and useful. The threat of attacks on information systems is a constant concern. Information security performs four crucial functions: protecting the business, safeguarding data, ensuring safe application operations, and securing technology assets. Understanding the structure of World Internet authorities and their usage is vital. This includes organizations like IANA, RIRs, and ISPs, which play key roles in Internet governance. Different regions have specific Internet authorities such as AFRONIC for Africa, ARAN for North America, and RIPE NCC for Europe and Central Asia, among others. Information security faces various threats, including intellectual property compromises, software attacks, and quality of service deviations. Each category has specific examples and impacts. Additional threats include information extortion, sabotage, theft, hardware and software failures, and technological obsolescence. These threats can severely impact an organization. Intellectual property breaches, such as software piracy, are common. Organizations like SIIA and BSA investigate and address these abuses to protect original ideas and creations. The successful operation of information systems relies on many interdependent support systems. Issues with Internet service, power, and communications can significantly affect availability. Power fluctuations can damage sensitive equipment and disrupt operations. Managing power quality is crucial to maintaining the stability of information systems. Other utility services, like telephone and water, also impact organizations. Loss of these services can hinder an organization's ability to function effectively. Unauthorized access to protected information is a significant threat. Techniques like shoulder surfing and hacking are used to breach confidentiality and access sensitive data. Hackers can be skilled or unskilled. Expert hackers develop sophisticated exploits, while unskilled hackers, or script kiddies, use pre-written tools without fully understanding them. System rule breakers include crackers, who remove software protections, and phreakers, who hack phone systems. Password attacks like cracking and brute force are also common. The strength of a password is crucial for security. Longer passwords with a mix of characters are harder to crack, significantly increasing the time required for unauthorized access. Using case-sensitive passwords with numbers and special characters further enhances security. These passwords are much more difficult to crack, providing better protection. Password complexity is key to security. Combining numbers, letters, and symbols in passwords makes them significantly more secure and harder to crack. Natural forces can pose severe threats to information security. Organizations must implement controls and contingency plans to mitigate damage and ensure continued operations. Human errors, often due to inexperience or improper training, can be significant threats. These mistakes can lead to data breaches and other security issues. Employee mistakes can reveal classified data, delete or modify data, and fail to protect information. Training, awareness, and controls are essential to prevent these threats. Social engineering is the process of using social skills to convince people to reveal access credentials or other valuable information to the attacker. Common examples include advance fee scams and phishing attacks. As Kevin Mitnick famously said, people are the weakest link. Even with the best technology, an unsuspecting employee can be the gateway for an attacker. An advance fee scam is a form of fraud and one of the most common types of confidence tricks. The scam typically involves promising the victim a significant share of a large sum of money in return for a small upfront payment. Examples include beneficiary fund scams, lottery scams, investment scams, and romance scams. Since the evolution of the 419 fraud letters from the 80s, scammers have evolved and updated their tactics. Here is an example of a Nigerian 419 fraud letter, showcasing the typical language and promises used to lure victims. A phishing attack is an attempt to gain personal or confidential information through apparent legitimate communication. It hides embedded code that redirects the user to a third-party site. Types of phishing attacks include email phishing, spear phishing, whaling phishing, and smushing and wishing. Here is an example of a phishing attempt disguised as a message from HSBC. It urges the recipient to click on a link to resolve an issue with their account, which is a common tactic used by phushers to steal personal information. Information extortion occurs when an attacker steals information from a computer system and demands compensation for its return or non-disclosure. This is also known as cyber extortion and is commonly done in credit card number theft and blackmailing. Sabotage is a deliberate action aimed at weakening an enemy through obstruction, disruption, or destruction. Vandalism involves the deliberate destruction of or damage to public or private property. Cyberterrorism and cyber warfare represent much more harmful forms of hacking. Malicious software, or malware, is any program that is intentionally harmful to a computer, network, or server. These programs can steal, encrypt, and delete sensitive data, alter or hijack core computing functions, and monitor end users' computer activity. A computer virus is a malicious software that self-replicates and attaches itself to other files or programs. It can execute secretly when the host program or file is activated. Different types of computer viruses include memory-resident viruses, program file viruses, boot sector viruses, and email viruses. A worm is a malicious software similar to a computer virus, but it automatically executes itself and spreads over a network. Worms can launch a cumbersome and destructive attack within a short period. Unlike a computer virus or worm, a Trojan horse is a non-replicating program that appears legitimate. Once it gains trust, it secretly performs malicious activities when executed. Hackers use Trojan horses to steal passwords, destroy data, or programs on the hard disk, and they are hard to detect. Spyware secretly records information about a user and forwards it to third parties. The information gathered may include files accessed on the computer, online activities, or even keystrokes. Adware tracks a user's browser and download history with the intent to display pop-up or banner advertisements that lure the user into making a purchase. Ransomware infects a user's system and encrypts its data. Cybercriminals then demand a ransom payment from the victim in exchange for decrypting the system's data. A backdoor virus, a remote access Trojan, RAT, secretly creates a backdoor into an infected computer system. This enables threat actors to remotely access it without alerting the user or the system's security programs. Spam, or unsolicited commercial email, is considered more of a nuisance than an attack but is emerging as a vector for some attacks. Packet sniffers monitor data traveling over a network and can be used for both legitimate management purposes and for stealing information from a network. In a denial-of-service attack, a hacker compromises a system and uses it to attack the target computer, flooding it with more requests for services than it can handle. This overloads the target system, causing it to crash or become unable to perform ordinary functions. A distributed denial-of-service attack involves a coordinated stream of requests launched against a target from many locations simultaneously. Dozens or even hundreds of computers are compromised and remotely activated by the hacker to conduct a coordinated attack. Spoofing is a technique used to gain unauthorized access by an intruder assuming a trusted IP address. This allows the hacker to modify source packets and bypass security measures. In a man-in-the-middle attack, an attacker monitors network packets, modifies them, and inserts them back into the network. This allows the attacker to intercept and alter communication between two parties. Technical hardware failures or errors occur when a manufacturer distributes equipment containing a known or unknown fault or defect. These issues can cause the system to perform outside of expected parameters, leading to unreliable service or lack of availability. The mean time between failure measures the amount of time between hardware failures. Technical software failures or errors arise when large quantities of computer code are written, debugged, published, and sold before all bugs are detected and resolved. Sometimes, combinations of certain software and hardware can reveal new software bugs. The Open Web Application Security Project, OWASP, helps organizations create and operate trustworthy software and publishes a list of top security risks. Technological obsolescence happens when antiquated or outdated infrastructure leads to unreliable and untrustworthy systems. Proper managerial planning is essential to prevent technology obsolescence, and IT plays a significant role in this process. Theft involves the illegal taking of another's physical, electronic, or intellectual property. While physical theft is relatively easy to control, electronic theft is a more complex problem as the evidence of the crime is not readily apparent. Information security performs four important functions: protecting an organization's ability to function, enabling safe operation of applications on IT systems, protecting data collected and used by the organization, and safeguarding technology assets. Threats or dangers facing an organization's people, information, and systems fall into different categories. Compromises to intellectual property, such as trade secrets, copyrights, trademarks, or patents, are intangible assets that may be attacked via software piracy or exploitation of asset protection controls. Deviations in the quality of service can occur when organizations rely on services provided by others, leading to losses from interruptions. Espionage or trespass can result in asset losses when electronic and human activities breach the confidentiality of information. Forces of nature can overwhelm control systems and preparations, causing losses to data and availability. Human error or failure, whether intentional or accidental, can lead to asset losses. Information extortion involves stolen or inactivated assets being held hostage to extract ransom. Software attacks occur when attackers use software to gain unauthorized access to systems or disrupt services.